Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, we welcome in. Glad you're along for the ride today on this Wednesday installment of the program, brought to you by friends at Coyle & Sons Fence Company, the best fence companies in all of Jacksonville. Frangie Carline with you on location. JJ LaSelva back at World Headquarters. The new drug, I was almost saying the new drug is the new home, but that would get me punched in the face by a lot of people. So let me say the new drug is a temporary home. But yeoman's work from you. You hustled down to Orlando to be at the presser today. The Jags have made it official. Mayor Donna Deegan was there. Shad Khan, the Jags owner, was there. Mark Lamping was there. Many Jags dignitaries on hand today to make it official. The Jags will play in Orlando in the 2027 season. You covered the whole thing. What did you make of it? From 10,000 feet, give me kind of an overview.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done. It was cool to see the synergy, with the Orlando City dignitaries, their mayor. They have two mayors. They have the Orlando mayor, and then they have the county mayor.
Correct.
And then obviously our mayor, Donna Deegan, was there. And so it was fun, sort of the back and forth, but, very well-spirited. And, Orlando's really excited about this. Obviously, it's going to be a massive financial investment that they're going to get from all the visitors coming in, not just from Jacksonville, but from around the country to see the teams the Jaguars are going to play in 27. So Orlando's very excited about the financial implications of this deal, and it's great for the Jaguars. It's important to realize, and the Jaguars did this, that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were very supportive of this. They could have raised a stink. They did not, for the betterment of the league, and so it really went well, and I think it just shows a cooperation on a lot of different levels, and again, it's all for having an unbelievable renovated stadium here starting in 2028, and at least it's just one season. It probably should have been two. But they were able to work it out so that they can play the 26th season here in limited capacity. But I thought it went really well. It was great to hear from the mayor. Great to hear, obviously, from Shad. Mark Lamping did an outstanding job as always, and Tony Baselli was on hand as well. So it was really well done.
Expound on something you said earlier. I'm glad you said this. I hadn't even thought about this. But the NFL has territories, and every territory essentially belongs to a team. That's the way it works. A territory belongs to a team, and in this instance, Orlando belongs to Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay kind of had to be on board to help the Jags get through this, and everybody worked together. And I'm glad you said that because people don't understand that. But technically, Orlando is Tampa Bay territory. That's probably not the right phraseology, but it is.
Yeah, and Orlando is a significant market, obviously. I want to say Mark Lamping said Orlando has the 14th biggest media market, something like that.
Yeah.
So, obviously this is an opportunity for the Jaguars to come in, play for a season. Obviously, it looks like they're well positioned for that season to be a successful one, with where it appears that this is going. That will be year 3 of the Liam Cohen, James Gladstone, Tony Baselli era. And certainly we're seeing what Trevor Lawrence is becoming. So, you're looking at something where the Jaguars really could get a benefit from this long term. I mean, if it's Orlando fans that are just starting to pay attention to the NFL, if it's younger Orlando fans that see the Jaguars and sort of gravitate towards them, it's giving this organization exposure in a massive market that ordinarily they wouldn't have had. So I think from a Jaguars perspective, the number one thing is you need an NFL-ready stadium that you can play in. Camping World Stadium, for all we may think about it, it is that. It checks that box, and it is being renovated. Orlando's has put in $400 million to renovating it. So I think in looking at it big picture, it's it's a win-win for all sides, but it is very gracious of Tampa Bay because there is a chance that a huge media market that is their territory, the Jaguars will siphon off some of their fans.
Yeah, so we'll talk all about that right after the break. You're going to hear Hayes was able to catch up with Shad and so many others. You'll hear that coming up in a bit. Do want to tell you we're live at Liberty Landscape Supply here. Man, a gorgeous day to be out here among the plants. We're among the plants out here. Hey, there might be we're in a jungle.
I tell you what, they've got snapdragons here, unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's beautiful, the stuff they have here. So come on by and check it out. And because we're in a jungle, I'm not afraid. Okay. I was talking to Tom beforehand. You may not know this or not. Danger is my business. Character, please.
Austin Powers.
Spicoli. Okay.
Oh,
That's what he
okay.
said to Stu Nahan. Okay.
I
Come
got
on. Come on. Like he told Stu, like I told the guy on ABC.
Yeah.
Danger is my business. But it's a beautiful place. The plant supply here, the work they've done here. There's numerous locations. So here's what's going on. They are celebrating the Jacksonville Icemen's Whiteout Cancer Night. That's this Friday at 7 o'clock. The Icemen do such a great job with promotions. And Liberty Landscape, a big sponsor of the Icemen. So Whiteout Cancer Night is this Friday at the Icemen as they certainly turn all their attentions, and we're all going to try and beat cancer together, right? So if you come into one of these locations, one of the Liberty Landscape locations, we're at the San Jose location. There's also one in North Jackson on Main Street. There's a St. Augustine location on 207, the Fernandina Beach location. There's 4 locations. We're a little Iceman gear. See, there's Fang's right behind us now. So Fang's got it going on, all right? So Fang's right here. So Fang knows all about this. Come up. Wear your Iceman gear. You don't have to look as cool as Fang because you're not going to pull that off. All right, but come up here with your Iceman gear and make a purchase for like $50 or more, and you get a pair of tickets to the game. And the Icemen sell out now. They do a great job selling those tickets. So it's a great chance to do this. So come on by. We'll tell you about other things going on at the game as they celebrate Whiteout Cancer Night with the Icemen. But come on by. We would love to see you, and you'll get to meet Fang and all the folks from the Icemen. So we hope you'll come on by here. It's going to be a fun time. So that's all day today. We'll be here until 6 o'clock, and we'll be reminding you of how you can come by and win if you come by and say hello here at Liberty Landscape Supply. It is on San Jose Boulevard. Best way I can tell you is just a little bit south of Bowles. Is that the best way to say it?
Yeah. It's the building's been here forever.
Yeah.
When I was a little boy, it was Trads.
It was Trads forever.
So if you're familiar with that, that's exactly where we are.
And that's exactly it was Trads, and Liberty bought it from Lou Trad back in the day. But it was Trads, and we all knew it was Trads. I mean, Trads took care of our lawn. I mean, we all knew Trads. So if you knew Trads back in the day, it is now Liberty Landscape Supply, and Mike and his team do a wonderful job. So come on by and see what we'd love to have you do. We're going to talk more about our big stories, Jags to Orlando. Obviously, the story broke yesterday. We talked about it, but we didn't have a chance to expound on it. So we're certainly going to do that today and talk a great deal about the Jags to Orlando. Again, you'll hear from Shad Khan. You'll hear from others. Great press conference. I agree with you. You were there. I wasn't. I watched it from afar. But I thought they did a good job, Hayes. I thought, listen, nobody wants to be playing by desire a whole season not in your home city. But if you had to do it right. And the Jags do stuff like this right, man. They're good at this. I mean that very sincerely. They're good at this kind of stuff. They want to do it right. And I think they're getting this one right. It was a very positive press conference today. And I'll say this, I think you can gain something from if you can gain some of that Orlando crowd, and we'll certainly talk about that. That's one of the side benefits, I think. So we'll certainly get to that coming up on the program today. Other things we'll get to. College baseball's crazy.
Yeah.
UNF rolls JU in 3 games over the weekend. And JU, which has a really good program, looks like they're really struggling. Meanwhile, over that same weekend, Florida goes to number 4 Arkansas, number 4, and sweeps them after beating number 10 Florida State earlier in the week. JU goes into Gainesville and beats them last night. And I watched the game. It wasn't a fluke. JU scored 4 in the 8th. Their closer came in and shut them down. JU, after the great week Florida's had, JU goes and beats them there last night.
Sully really seemed like put a lot on this. They don't have any pitching depth at all. He was like, we've got some guys that really have got to step up because, when we deplete our bullpen, in an SEC series, at least that's how he framed it.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave JU credit. Don't get me wrong.
He
gave JU credit for their performance, but it seemed like he lamented their pitching depth kind of got worn out a little bit.
Yeah, but I will tell you that. I mean, it was also the offense. They only scored 3 runs. So,
good point.
But I will tell you this: the interesting thing about this, and I've always said this, when you play baseball in the state of Florida, there's no easy ones. There's not. There's no easy ones, man. If you're Florida, FSU, and Miami, you're the kingpin. But when you have to turn around and go play Stetson or Gulf Coast or FAU or JU or UN, they're not easy. Basketball, I don't want to sound bad, but they're easy. The reality is in basketball, those games, easy is probably the wrong word, but you get the point. You're going to win those games. Baseball, you might not win them. Baseball, you might see them in your regional, right? But anyway, it was a great win for JU because they really needed it after getting really kind of pummeled by their crosstown rival here in town. And here's what else is crazy. UNF loses to Georgia Southern. on the same night. Baseball's a great, and again, that doesn't do anything to derail an amazing season UNF is having, 8-1 in their league, and they may the A-Sun might go through that UNF campus this year. UNF is that good, but crazy thing. So we'll certainly talk about some funny stuff going on in the world of sports. I want to get back to the North Carolina basketball job. I'm trying to get a feel for where Billy Donovan is. He's still the leading odds. Odds are still looking at him. There's a side of me that thinks if they were going to hire him, they would have done it. Yet Billy's not the kind of guy to leave until the season's over. Are they waiting on Tommy Lloyd? He's still coaching. There's a lot of moving parts here. So I'm going to get to that, give you some thoughts about that.
If you're Tommy Lloyd, do you leave Arizona?
I say no.
Yeah.
My answer, he's a West Coast guy. Remember, he was at Gonzaga for 20 years.
Right.
So he's a West Coast guy. Well, no, I say, to me, the answer is no. But you never know, and that's one of the topics. The same thing we asked about Todd Golden when Kentucky calls, if they do. Is the allure of a blue blood is what it once was, when now big schools can match each other's money. So we'll certainly get to that coming up. But you hit on the topic. Do you leave if you're one of these coaches? I want to get to that coming up later on. Ruben Chinyelu, the Defensive Player of the Year. How does that affect his decision? Does it affect it at all? Last night was the McDonald's All-American game. Does it matter anymore? I used to watch that thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of the players. I don't know any of the recruits. So we'll certainly talk about.
There are a lot of freshmen in this Final Four. So, obviously, and Duke had obviously amazing freshman talent. They got to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
So, it certainly matters. But it's not the end all be all that it would have been five years ago. Now you can easily utilize the portal and create an elite roster without really doing much in the realm of high school recruiting.
The world has so changed. I guess that's the point. The world has changed so significantly. There's no question about that. So we got a lot of things to get to today on the program. We're live at Liberty Landscape Supply. We invite you to come on by. You've got a chance to win Iceman tickets as they celebrate Whiteout Cancer Night on Friday night. Just come in here in your Iceman gear, even a hat, any kind of gear at all. Make a purchase of $50 and you're walking away with some tickets. First 25 to do so. It is a Coyle and Sons Fencing Wednesday. I was with my buddy Eric Gedemy today, who owns Old Coyle and Sons. Gosh, they've got more good stuff doing. They're the official fence company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're so involved with the Jags and so many things, so involved with walk-off charities, so many things. Coyle and Sons, the best fence company in town. When we come back, let's hear your questions for Shad Khan. Let's talk a little bit about how today went. Let's talk about the significance of playing in Orlando. That's how we'll kick off the program. Glad you're with us on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
What is this?
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
We have hope. Rebellions are built on hope.
With the power to save the planet. Or at least sports radio in Jacksonville.
They are requesting a call sign. It's
1010XL.
In a sea of big box corporate chain jewelry stores here, Beard's Diamonds is a refreshing alternative.
I grew up in Jacksonville, and we have been shopping at Beard's for over 2 decades.
Meet Richard Skinner. Richard's journey with Beard's started when nobody could even come close on the engagement ring he wanted.
We did shop around that stone and that particular setup with different jewelers, and Beard's was able to come in significantly lower. It was a no-brainer.
Since then, he's become another voice in the word-of-mouth advertising that has made Beard's stronger than ever.
I have referred my friends and sisters and brothers, and they have all had a very, very pleasurable experience at Beard's. The selection is great. The staff is awesome. It's a well-run business that really does care about their clients and their customers.
And unlike the others at Town Center, Beard's is a locally owned family jeweler.
The fact that they're locally owned, it does give you a little bit more personal experience. They actually have a desire to better the city of Jacksonville.
Beard's Diamonds. Online at beardsdiamonds.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hey Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
At G&H Tires and Service, the G stands for great pricing. The H, well, that means honest service. For over 20 years, Roger and his team have helped Jacksonville drivers stay safe on the road. Need brakes? Oil change? AC not blowing cold? Well, how about a super affordable $36 oil change? Affordable brake jobs, AC checks before summer hits, alignments for all these construction roads, and even free check engine light inspections. Locally owned, community driven. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
This is Dr. Gary Katay with Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville. I specialize in the treatment of the hand, elbow, and shoulder. Many people suffer from tendinitis in the hand and upper extremity, often caused by repetitive motion. Prevention starts with good posture, frequent breaks, and simple stretching. Don't ignore early signs of pain. Act before it worsens. Visit us in person or online at osjax.com.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web. Precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Now's the perfect time to order logo coffee mugs, or maybe a logoed stick brand tumbler. They're seriously ice cold and look great with your company logo. Hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
All right, I got to tell you the story, and I don't have this planned here, but since JJ just played that, I'm not making there's a channel, there's an app on one of, like, you get all the streaming channels. There's one, I don't know what it's called. It's called Score or Scene or something. Episodes. So it's like a new show. I mean, do you ever watch CSI Miami?
I have never seen that. No.
JJ, did you watch CSI Miami?
Is that one with LL Cool J?
It was with Horatio. I mean, it was with Horatio Kane. Horatio, what was his?
Is Ice-T in that?
No,
that's
Law and Order SVU.
SVU.
Okay. Yeah, you've never watched CSI Miami?
I don't think so.
Man, that's wrong.
When he puts the glasses on and the music hits?
Yes, the glasses. That's correct. So anyway,
I'll put that at the top of my list.
Yes, you should. You guys watch all that.
It's a brand new show.
Yeah, Suzanne said, we ought to watch it again because we won't remember. So we're watching it new all over again. Okay, you know what it is? It's economic television is what it is. That's what we do. The Jags were in Orlando today to officially announce. It broke yesterday, and then now, in fairness to the Jags released it yesterday on their official site.
Because the league unanimously approved it.
Correct,
yesterday.
yeah. But then they had the press conference today in Orlando. Mayor Donna Deegan, Shad Khan, the Jags owner, of course, Mark Lamping, the team president, and others were down there. Tony Baselli and others were there and talked a great deal about it. And Shad was there meeting with a group of reporters from Jacksonville, among others, and Hayes was among the group, and asked about a number of things, including, how do you feel now about that terrific leadership of your team?
I think the number one thing is we don't regress, okay? We all remember the prior seasons, you have great success, and then, so really, literally after the, last home game, all of us were really focused on, okay, once you get over the bitterness of the loss is, what are we going to do here that, we don't regress? What are all the lessons learned? And really don't get complacent, have the drive to continue to get better.
And I think you can tell there's excitement in his voice when he talked about the leadership, when he talked about his team. And you also asked him, what about his quarterback?
Well, I think it was awesome. I mean, I've always believed in Trevor from first time I met him on Zoom, because it was COVID year. And, he's been great. So I'm the least surprised guy that he's had a great season. I think and he's going to get better and better. And I think he's surrounded by, coaching staff. He really connects with, relates to. They believe in him, and even better days ahead.
Hayes, take us through kind of the setup, how it went, who started it, how long it went. Give us kind of because it was an important press conference. This is an important year. And again, I think they've done a good, you made the comment yesterday, listen, you can endure some pain because the light at the end of the tunnel is really pretty exciting. That's this gorgeous new stadium. You'll never sit in the sun again. You'll never get wet again. It's great stuff. But part of the process is reducing the pain as much as you can, right? I mean, that's part of this whole story, and they're doing that. Give me the kind of the lay of the land, how the whole thing's set up.
Yeah, first off, it was held at a really cool facility. It was the Dr. Phillips kind of entertainment center, and so it was in a very pristine room, and so it started, and the Orlando dignitaries were sort of running it, but Mark and Shad were up on stage with the two Orlando mayors, the Orlando mayor and then the county mayor. And so they were very quick. They went through it. I mean, it was very tidy. Some comments. Shad was funny. He talked about taking Pony and Shauna, his kids, to Disney and spending 3 weeks there, every year when they were young. So he talked about, his long connection with Orlando. And Mark Lamping was great, as he always is, in terms of, why this was important, why this was the right choice, and thanking the people around the league and again, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for not standing in the way of this. And it went very well. So the whole the on stage stuff probably took 40 minutes, if that. And then they were very gracious with their time. Baselli broke out and did some stuff with reporters. Mark and Shad did as well. And so we were able to obviously get a lot of questions answered. And I think, again, for us, this wasn't controversial.
Yeah,
we sort of knew for about the last year that this is where it was headed. But, as Mark would always say, but until we get that vote,
that's right,
we can want to move wherever we want and play these games wherever we want. But we have to get the owners to be on board with it. And not that it ever looked like it would be a hiccup, but that's why you couldn't make any sort of formal announcement until the owners had approved it. And I think the fact that they unanimously approved it speaks to their respect for Shad and the respect that they have for Mark Lamping and the plan and the league's collective excitement for the Stadium of the Future in 2028.
And here's what I'll take out of today's presser, today's news, next year's season, even before we get to the beautiful Stadium of the Future, which is going to be so cool, and I can't wait to talk more about that. These other cities, for so long, because so many dumbasses in the media, the national media, have wanted to take this team from Jacksonville. They were going to Orlando, and they were going to Los Angeles before they had a team. They were going to London 100 times, and they were going here, and they were going there, and we heard talk forever. So for that reason, these other cities kind of became, by default, the opponent. We're not going to Orlando. You can't have us. You're not going to London. You can't have us. Well, in London, now that people finally figured out that's never happening, has become a partner and a good partner. I thought yesterday's announcement, and moreover today's press conference and the attendees there, passed or reminded that they're now a partner. Orlando's not the opponent. Orlando is a partner here. And when we're doing this together, that's what I came out. And we want people to pack the place. And you want some Jacksonville people to go down. You want some of the people that live in Orlando to come. And we'd love to see, with all due respect to the Buccaneers, who technically own the territory, you'd love to see Orlando fans become Jacksonville fans. And it's a pretty good, if I'm an Orlando fan, it's a pretty goddamn good time to have them come, okay? This team feels as upwardly mobile as it ever has, and I get it. We felt upwardly mobile going into seasons before, and it hasn't maintained. By now, we all know that. We've all admitted to that. But what a great time. If you're Orlando, what a great time. The team just won 13 games, just won a division. Everybody of significance is back. There's more momentum. You have one of the best young coaches in the league. You got one of the best young front offices in the league. My goodness, what a great, if you're Orlando, you talk about winning the lottery for a year, you don't get the team. The team just signed a 30-year lease to come here. But for 1 year, my goodness, you won the lottery. This is like Bono says, okay, I'm going to play 7 or 8 concerts, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm only going to play them in one city. All right, and you go, wow, well, let's be the city that gets it. Well, Orlando got it, and maybe I'm overstating it a little bit, but the team did win 13 games. The team does have one of the most talked about young coaches in football, one of the most talked about young front offices in football, and an emerging superstar quarterback. What a great time for Orlando to win this, I guess is the point.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, the Orlando luminaries mentioned on multiple occasions that, they're hopeful that it's a deep playoff run in 27 for the Jaguars.
Keep playing games there.
So
all home games.
Yeah, obviously we're not going to know the finite number in terms of regular season until we know how many games they're going to be able to play in London in 27. You figure it's probably a minimum of 2. And maybe could be 3, but obviously we won't know that for a while. But yeah, Orlando is hoping that they will be hosting January playoff football in Orlando, and I think Orlando is looking at it. I don't know, when the NFL will expand again. If it will expand again, it's at 32. Seems to be a really good number. We don't have another professional organization in North America that has more than that. Major League Baseball, the NBA. The NHL, no one has more than 32. But I think if you're Orlando, who's had the Pro Bowl, and they mentioned how proud they were that they had hosted the Pro Bowl games before. They want to show that, they can be an NFL market. Now, I don't know if that means an expansion team or maybe getting, just a one-off here or there. Who knows? But it's clear Orlando really wants to pack the stadium for the Jaguars. Like, they want to make it known to the world that market is a great NFL market. So it's it's cool to see, I think, from a Jaguars perspective, because yes, you hope Jaguar fans go to as many games as they want to go to and make the drive for, but I think you get a sense that Orlando's going to do everything in their power to make sure that there's 65,000 people there. Will that happen? I think it's fair to be cynical that they'll sell out every game, but that's certainly the goal, and it should be the goal. It was refreshing to hear Orlando's side of it from that perspective.
I don't sense, and I don't know, everybody will do something different. Not everybody does the same thing, but I don't sense this will be all that great for Orlando's heads in beds. My guess would be,
well, I think they're hoping that, like, when the Jags host the Bills in 27,
right,
that Buffalo,
well, that's right. Well,
all
correct.
Their contingent says, well, let's go to Disney and we'll go see the Jags, and there's the tourism.
And by the way, they do that now.
Yeah.
When Buffalo and Pittsburgh and Cleveland come here, they go to Disney anyway. Now it's just a shorter drive to the game.
Right.
So they're already going to Disney. But my point is, I do think Jacksonville fan will probably get up in the morning and drive. It's 2.5 hours. Jacksonville fan gets up in the morning and drives to Gainesville. Jacksonville fan gets up in the morning and drives to Tallahassee. It's a 2.5 hour drive. And by the way, one of the good things the NFL gives you, unlike college football, when you have no idea when the games are going to be, which is one of the things college football I think gets wrong. The NFL says, I'm telling you, you may flex one game, but I'm pretty much going to tell you in May when the games are.
Yeah, and I wouldn't think the Jaguars in Orlando will host a primetime game. I wouldn't think. And they didn't say that.
Yeah.
And the league hasn't said that. But I just would think it's going to be difficult for them to choose that, because you're already picking the Jaguars, which the TV executives look at as a bit of a long shot anyway. And now you're also having to broadcast from a stadium in which you're not really familiar with. So I think, to your point, I do think that their schedule will probably be there. So they could get flexed, but I think they're going to be on the road if they get flexed. And I do think that they'll be good. There's no reason to think that, other than, here's what I can tell you. Eric Armstead's not going to be on the 27 team. I guess Ezra Cleveland, Robert Hainsey, McCary, there's a chance they may not be on it, but they could be on it. They're not going to age out. Eric Armstead's the only guy on this roster of consequence that I think it would be a long shot that he's playing football in 2027.
Yeah.
I
agree. Most of the guys are going to be here.
Yeah. So, I mean, and obviously your quarterback should be entering the prime of his career at that point. So, yeah, there's no reason to think. To your point about Jaguar fans making the drive, it's a lot easier to make that drive when you're 6-2.
Right. And no question about it. All right, very good point. One other thing that's off the beaten path from that. So good job covering that, and you'll certainly hear more comments from the principals. Jags will be in Orlando in 2027. Speaking of Jags and scheduling, I've been meaning to ask you this: do we get Thanksgiving in Dallas this year?
I'd be shocked.
I guess I'd be surprised too, because it's such a marquee window, and. But we've never had the game. We've never played. Are the Jags the only team that haven't played on Thanksgiving
I believe they're
Day?
the only team. This is a crusade that D-Rock has been spearheading for a couple of years.
Well, 2 years ago at Detroit,
right?
We all thought it was going to happen, and it didn't. Well, now you do play at Dallas this year, and I didn't know I was taking over D-Rock's campaign. Okay, because those are big shoes to fill.
Yes.
No question, no debate about that. But you have a good team. You have a marquee quarterback. You've never played on Thanksgiving Day. You play at Dallas this year. Why the hell not? I mean, I get it. Well, you're not a rating. In the NFL, everybody's a ratings monster. The NFL watches all news bulletin. When the Dallas Cowboys play at home at 4 o'clock or 4:30 or whatever the hell time it is on Thanksgiving Day, everybody's going to watch. They're not going to say, well, I would have watched, man, if it was the Commanders or the Ravens or the Patriots. If it's Jacksonville, I'm gonna just have another helping of ham and go to bed. It's not gonna happen. People are gonna watch. So they're gonna watch either way. Why not? I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence coming in.
Yeah, I mean,
you got a 13-win team.
I'd be fine with it, but I think the Jaguars are going to have to win consistently for a number of years. When I say 3, I'd say, before the NFL is going to look at them and say, let's absolutely lock in the Jaguars playing Thanksgiving in Dallas. I just would be surprised. Because the other thing, too, is you're not sure how good Dallas is going to be. And the last thing you want is the Jaguars do regress and Dak Prescott, gets hurt, or they can't stop anybody. So you look up and it's, a Cowboys team that's under 500 hosting a Jaguar team that is regressed back to their usual mean. So I hear you. Yeah. I will be shocked, if the Jaguars play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day.
Well, here's my opinion of your opinion. Okay, here's my take on your opinion. Sadly, you're probably right. You're probably right, but that's dumb. Everyone's watching the game. You don't need the game for ratings. And so,
but they love to send those press releases out 24 hours after about how they broke last year.
The press release.
How it's the highest rated Thanksgiving 4:30 game they've ever had.
You're right. I want to tell you you're wrong. I know you're probably right, or you're quite possibly right. I guess we don't know, but logic says. History tells us they are not going to do it. That's what you're saying. History tells us they're not going to do it.
I think that
I think that'd be the coolest thing.
My guess is
I think the Jags are going to be really good too. Yeah. Maybe and I know I always think that, but based on last year, I think the Jags are going to be really good.
My guess is they will play on Thanksgiving in a year in which they don't play the Lions or the Cowboys, but they play in like a prime, and it's going to have to be like the Jaguars
the night game.
Made it to the AFC title game or further.
So they play in the night game.
And they play in the night game. That would be my guess. Whenever the Jaguars finally do get a chance.
I hope you're wrong. I think you're probably right. Come on, NFL, do the right thing. We'll take a break. Do want to remind you on this Coyle & Sons Wednesday, thanks to the best fence company in town. We're live at Liberty Landscape Supply. Come on by. They're celebrating the Jacksonville Icemen's Whiteout Cancer Night this Friday. They're a big Iceman sponsor. Anybody that comes in here wearing any Iceman gear of any kind at all, you can might make a purchase of $50. You're going to get tickets to the game. They really support the Icemen around here. Come see the good folks at Liberty Landscape Supply. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell and Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell and Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Looking for golf that doesn't feel like golf? Welcome to Pine Royale, Callahan's new golf entertainment destination. Play a 9-hole par 3 course, compete in TrackMan-powered driving bays, and get ready for all-new 18-hole mini golf coming soon. As the sun goes down, the course lights up. Add in great food, a full bar, and space to hang with the whole crew, and suddenly golf feels a whole lot more social. Search Pine Royale Callahan and come play today.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, I've got a simple question. How much does a 1-carat diamond cost?
Frank, that's an impossible question to answer because a carat is only a measure of weight for gemstones. It'd be no different than me saying, I have a beautiful wife. She weighs 125 pounds, which you'd find is a ridiculous description. Diamonds are graded for 4 factors, and carat weight is only one of those factors. The others are cut, color, and clarity, and each of these factors is graded specifically and set by a certified gemologist in an accredited gem laboratory. So when you ask about a diamond's weight, we're going to tell you more than just the price. At Underwoods, we want a customer to understand how all 4 factors of diamond quality relate back to the rarity and value of the diamond. Needless to say, we all understand the value of a dollar. At Underwoods, we want our customers to know what their dollar buys in diamond value. So if you're shopping for the best, stop by Underwoods.
That's at Underwoods in San Marco, in Avondale, or at the shops of Ponte Vedra.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it, too.
Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline with you as we continue along here. Live from Liberty Landscape Supply here on San Jose Boulevard, just a little bit south of Bowles. Hayes makes a great point. If you know this area, you know it's where Trads was forever. It's now Liberty Landscape. Come on by. Again, be one of the first 25 to come in here. Wear Iceman gear, hat, shirt, anything of the like. Make a purchase of $50 or more and you'll score a pair of tickets to Friday night's Jacksonville Iceman Whiteout Cancer Night. The mascot Fang is here. He's running around saying hello to people and getting his picture taken. So come on by if you get a chance to. You'll be awfully glad you did. Stop on by and say hello. Quick thought before we get to headlines in a second. The McDonald's All-American game was on last night. I didn't care. I didn't watch it. I didn't pay attention to it. High school recruiting is important if you get AJ DeBonza. It's important if you get one of the, super megastars who you're going to have for a year. Honest to goodness, once you get beyond the cluster of top 5, 10, 8, 12 players, I'd almost not sign any, and I'd save my money for the portal. Have I lost my mind to think that?
I mean, it depends on which program you're running, but I'd say for 90% of them, I think your plan is the better plan. Why wouldn't you do it that way? The jump from high school to college, basketball is probably the easiest of any of the sports, but it's still a jump. I mean, you're still projecting what you believe this player is going to be at this level. Why wouldn't I go and pull 2 or 3 kids that have already been playing college basketball, playing D1 college basketball. Some have been playing in power leagues.
Right.
Why would I not utilize that? Those guys, can play at this level. And we've mentioned it throughout the year how many Division I teams there are. There's like 365 because Florida's three-point shooting was so bad that we were, seeing how poorly they were ranking. They were almost last. Well, it just stands to reason if there's 365 Division I teams and they all have 13 athletes, chances are if you're coaching at a power school, you're going to be able to pluck 2 or 3 guys that are going to want to come that you can get that can, there's no guesswork there. They can play. And so I think it's absolutely the better road to take.
Ruben Chinyelu, Defensive Player of the Year in the nation. How does that affect his decision? Come out, stay? Is the accolades come in? Is there any effect, in your opinion?
I think he's probably made his decision by this point, I would think, regardless. But, it's a nice feather in his cap. He's a tremendous defensive player, as we know. It's great that he got this award and this recognition. I just don't – JJ would know better than me. Does the NBA, draft it all for defense anymore? Would that even – the fact that somebody can play good defense, is that even something that you would consider?
Second-round trait.
Right. So to me, which isn't going to get you paid.
No.
So
it might not even get you into the league.
Right. Not like staying at Florida, or again, I think if Ruben Chinyelu just went purely capitalism here and just said, I'm entering the portal and whoever pays me the $1 more than anyone else, that's where I'm going. I think he could get $3.5–4 million.
Yeah, I certainly think he could get paid. Whatever the number is, I think he could get paid. I get this hunch. Did you see some other guy said he's staying? The 6'5" guard from New Zealand or Australia, wherever he's staying.
Oh, at Florida?
Yeah. They're all announcing.
Thank goodness.
They're all announcing. I don't know if you heard this on Joakim Noah announced he's coming back.
I'm shocked that he's retaining all these guys that didn't play at all.
Well, here's what I'm starting to think now is that none of them are getting anything. They're getting $100,000. Now I'm starting to think the fact that they're all announcing now. You have to have 12 on your team. You can't. You have to, after you get the good players, you have to fill out your team with practice players, and I think that's what he's doing. I think he's saying, listen, Alex Lloyd, listen, whoever else, listen, both Browns, if you want to be on the team, here's the offer. I want to know by Friday, or the offer goes away. Logic would tell you that has to be what's happening.
Has to be,
because they're all announcing, you know, and so I think,
and frankly, from a playing time standpoint, making poor decisions.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, well, that's right.
They tried the Australian kid,
right?
When they were trying to find that eighth man, and he faltered. Now he didn't get much of a sample size, but he faltered, and in Lloyd. I can't imagine Lloyd wouldn't get some interest somewhere else. He was not a 5-star, but he was a blue chip recruit.
But here's the question.
And unless he rapidly improves.
But all right, let me ask you this: what if they gave him $150,000? Has anybody else seen enough of Alex Lloyd to give him $150,000?
I guess
probably not. Probably
not.
So Florida said,
and maybe these kids they may have a girlfriend that they love,
right,
and love Gainesville and don't want to leave. Happy where I am. I'll develop. Maybe they have more of an old school approach to their development. But
my guess is if Florida's got $12 million, I'm throwing that number out. If they've earned $12 million, they didn't win the Natty by the way. If they've got $12 million, I'm guessing that Todd Golden took 4 of it and said, okay, I'm breaking it up between the Browns and this Lloyd and this guy and that guy and that guy, and I'm saving my $8 million for Chinyelu, Condon. Houck's probably not coming back, but Chinyelu, Condon, and whoever I can go find. That'd be my guess.
Well, because as we know, going out into the portal and getting guys out of the portal is always going to be more expensive than retaining guys already on your roster.
Right.
It just is how it. Now that could change as this becomes more of a professional endeavor because you don't get that break in the NFL. If you re-sign a guy, it's that the agents know the value of the player. You don't really have that yet in college. The agents are still very unsophisticated for knowing the market of college athletics because it's also new, and they don't have 25 years of data to go back on like NFL agents do. But I think to your point, you gotta have some money because he's got to bring in 2 guys. I think at a minimum that weren't on the team this past year.
Well, there's no
at
question.
a minimum.
There's no question about that.
And those are going to be pricey.
We'll see what happens. Let's take a break. Hayes has headlines after this, so stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
From the edge of your radio to the edge of your seat. Showtime! Feel the excitement of live play-by-play.
And this place is rocking right now.
On 1010XL.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Is your office or study needing some wall space covered? At Showtime, we have framed pieces of autographed jerseys and 16 by 20 photos. A variety of sports and sizes to make your office feel like yours. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock, they silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection homeowners trust. Terminix with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com and schedule your free termite inspection today.
Get in the paint with Patrick Young as he and Dan and Jeff break down Florida Gators basketball. It's the smartest Gator Insight every Friday morning at 8:30. Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers on 1010XL.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Hi, I'm Amber Frangie. By now, you've heard the story. How I heard about how much weight some of my dad's friends at the radio station lost with Awaken 180, so I wanted to try it myself. Well, the truth is, it's really incredible. I just met with my Awaken 180 coach, and I've now lost more than 150 pounds. That is a real number, not an exaggeration. Some of you may think, wow, if she lost that much, how much had she gained? Well, that's a story for another day. But what I can tell you is Awaken 180 has changed my life, and maybe saved my life. I thought I might have been at a point of no return, but with Awaken 180, you never are. There's no medications, no fad diets, just a coach you meet with weekly who you can trust, a meal plan that makes sense and that you'll enjoy. It's honestly a miracle. If you want to lose weight, even if you have a lot of weight to lose like me, Awaken 180 truly is the way to go. If that's where you are, try Awaken 180 today.
I'm Frank Frangie, but take it from my kid. If you want to lose weight the right way, call 1-844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Want to show off that backyard flex? Purple Heart Pools, a veteran-owned pool company right here in Jacksonville, is offering a brand new custom pool and spa package for a flat $75,000. All in, no bait, no switch. You heard that right. Only $75,000 for a custom pool and spa. Now's the time to break ground. Game days, summer nights, and neighborhood envy included. Schedule a free consultation today at purpleheartpools.com. Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran pool company.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We're certainly excited to be out here at Liberty Landscape Supply. Again, come see us. This used to be Trad's right here on San Jose Boulevard near Bowles, and they've got a great deal. Be one of the first 25 customers to come in wearing Iceman gear. Make a purchase of $50 or more, and you will score a pair of tickets to Friday's game. It's a whiteout cancer night this Friday night at 7 o'clock. Should be a lot of fun. Fang's out here So we're having certainly a ball. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars in Orlando. Shad Khan, Mark Lamping, and Tony Baselli on hand, as well as Mayor Donna Deegan, as Orlando dignitaries celebrate the team's arrival in 2027.
Yeah, and I thought, and you were there, so you had a way better look than I did. I appreciate you going down there and kind of covering it for us. I think from what I saw from afar on TV that I thought it looked great. Listen, nobody wants to be gone for a year from your stadium. But if you've got to be gone, you have no choice because you're building this unbelievable stadium, well, then do it right and make it exciting and embrace Orlando as your partner. Not an opponent that thinks they're getting the team one year, but a partner that the team's never going anywhere. So let's partner up and have some fun together. And that's what again, you were there, but from afar, that's what I took out of it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's a very accurate representation of how the day went. Let's get it to Shad Khan. Shad, kind enough to meet with local Jacksonville reporters off to the side after the press conference was over and commented on a couple of Jaguar football items that I want you to hear. This was Shad talking about year 2 of the leadership of James Gladstone, Liam Cohen, and Tony Baselli.
I think the number one thing is we don't regress, okay? We all remember the prior seasons, you have great success. And then, so really, literally after the, last home game, all of us were really focused on, okay, once you get over the bitterness of the loss is what are we going to do here that, we don't regress? What are all the lessons learned? And really don't get complacent, have the drive to continue to get better.
Yeah, and look, we've been team regression. 07 looked like we had it built, then went bad. 17 built, went bad. 22 built, went bad. And Hayes, that's the pressure on those. They know that. Lord knows Tony knows that he lived it. He didn't live it as part of the people making the decision. He lived it as part of the team broadcast talking about it. But the reality is those guys have lived it. Those guys understand it. And so that's the challenge. And then Shad's right. You have to be good again. This is a gigantic year to be good again because you don't want it to be yet another year where you were good and now you're not.
Absolutely, and it starts with that quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, an MVP finalist this past season. Shad Khan talked about his franchise quarterback.
Well, I think it was awesome. I mean, I've always believed in Trevor from first time I met him on Zoom, because it was COVID year, and he's been great. So I'm the least surprised guy that he's had a great season. I think and he's going to get better and better, and I think he's surrounded by, coaching staff he really connects with, relates to. They believe in him, and, even better days ahead.
I will tell you this. I've said this, and I've always defended him. Number one, I like him. Number two, I think he's good. He went into year 5 last year with all these doubts, and then when he got off to a tough start, more doubters. Last year was his 5th year in the league. He had 3 head coaches and 4 play callers. Think about that for a second. All those new systems, the tenor in your ear, and now he's got same head coach, same play caller, very good play caller, very good receiving core. Man, I love where it's headed. I do, Hayes. I love where this thing's headed.
Absolutely. Let's get into college football. John Summerall met with reporters yesterday, talked about something really interesting with this Florida offense in his first year. Obviously, Buster Faulkner is coordinator, but Summerall talked about utilizing tempo and how he views that, which is to kind of mix it up. That it's not fast all the time. It will certainly not be the plodding Napier offense that we have seen. But he said what I really like to put on defensive coordinators, what's difficult, I think, as a defensive coach, is when you just don't know, are they going to go fast? Are they not? You have to get your call in just to be sure. I thought that was really interesting to hear because, again, that's an area where Florida just simply hasn't tried to gain a competitive edge over the last 4 years.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you my response to that comment. I've heard other coaches say you want to play at a bunch of tempos. But the coaches that talk about that and that mention it, even though they say they want to do all of it, they usually play fast. My guess is they're going to play fast. That doesn't mean every snap, every game in the 4-minute offense when you run out the clock, you're not going to play fast. But I think other than circumstances that determine and require you not to, I think they're going to play fast. And that, honest to God, we made a lot of jokes about it because what else can we do? Your team's getting your butt kicked all the time. Might as well make jokes about it. But that's one of the most maddening things about the Billy Napier offense is it was so slow and methodical, and the clapping and the pointing and the shifting, and it drove you crazy. And for all that Billy Napier might be, for all the good he might be as a person, and I don't deny that he is, the incredible abrasive, arrogant stubbornness to never change that. And again, you weren't asked about Napier, so I don't know why I brought him up. But to your point about Summerall, I think they'll play fast, but I like the fact that he wants them to be able to play anyway.
Yes, I totally agree. Let's get into golf. Tiger Woods stepping away to seek treatment. He posted a statement pretty much right after we got off the air last night. But good to see Tiger Woods, getting the help he needs.
I hope he'll do that. I hope that's real. I hope he really will get the help he needs. I hope he really will, Hayes, step away from it and say, listen, this time I've got to admit to it. This time, no more excuses. It's not this person's fault. It's not that person's fault. It's not because I was injured. It's not because I was this. I'm going to prove to people that follow me. I'm going to prove to people that I know. I'm going to prove to the Tiger Woods fans that I need the help, that I acknowledge that I need the help, and I'm going to get the help. I really hope that happens.
Let's get to the PGA Tour. The Texas Open is this week. Tommy Fleetwood, Jordan Spieth, Ludwig Oberg, and Hideki Matsuyama lead the field as we start peeking to next week in Augusta National.
Yeah,
and the Masters.
I asked Lee Smith last week. We'll talk about it when he's in the studio again tomorrow. But I asked Lee Smith about this. What is San Antonio? Is it one you skip? Is it one, it's not a signature event or an elevated event. It is a week before the Masters. But there's a lot of good players tuning up here, aren't there? That field, when I saw the leaderboard, Hayes, that field might have been a little better than I expected it to be. Really
Yeah,
was.
I would agree. Let's get into college basketball, and let's talk Final Four. Is UConn the villain? Is there a storyline for this Final Four other than they're all great? We know that. They're all great. They all have a chance to win it.
Yeah.
Both semifinal games are very, very small lines. I think Michigan's a 1.5-point favorite, and I think Illinois is a 1.5-point favorite. But is there anything else? Because I guess, if there is a villain, it would have to be UConn.
Yeah, I don't think UConn is villainous. Danny Hurley could be.
Yeah.
There's some people that don't like him. Vegas was the villain because they're in Vegas and they're in Sin City and they're flamboyant and way back in the day. Duke has become the villain because once they started winning all the time, people just hated them. They became the Cowboys, Yankees. Okay, but
And
now
this would be UConn 7.
but it doesn't feel like they're a villain.
Yeah.
But it's a great question because when I heard you ask it, I said, you know what, that's a really good question. But they don't feel like a villain to me. But I hear you. Who are people rooting for? Well, Michigan isn't an underdog because it's the University of Michigan. Okay, so it's just not. Arizona is a cute franchise or a cute program, but they've been good for a long time. So I don't think there's a Cinderella. I hear it's a great question. I can't find a Cinderella or a villain in this.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It'll be interesting. Certainly, will be some fantastic basketball this weekend. Let's get to Major League Baseball. Lots of day games today. Anything jump off the page to you or JJ?
Yeah, something jumped off the page to me, JJ. Pittsburgh Pirates took 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati. Okay?
Yes.
JJ, will you do me a favor? Do you mind if we do polls on it? Will you do me a favor? You don't mind, do you?
No.
Okay, will you do me a favor? Raise your hand. Anybody, raise your hand if you lead the National League in home runs. Anybody.
Oh, wow.
Get them up there. Get them up.
The Pirates.
Get them up.
After leading the league and not having
If
home
you
runs.
lead your league in home run, raise your hands. Okay, lead the league in home runs, raise your hand. The Pirates lead the National League in home runs. What I wouldn't give to play in the Great American Small Park forever.
Yeah, exactly.
JJ, it's amazing how small that place is.
And they always suck, and they never have a good lineup. It's insane.
Hayes, I'm not making this up. It's ball flies out of there more than any. The Pirates lead the National League in home runs. Does that tell you?
How many have they hit?
8.
So that's 7 more than last year?
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
our boy,
yes.
the best center fielder in baseball,
yeah,
had
worst
2
center.
last night and 1 today.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's had 3 home runs. Him, by the way, He's a terrible baseball player. Okay? but in home run derby, he would be one hell of a slow pitch softball. If he ever makes it a slow pitch softball, you plug him in over here at Drew Park.
Yeah,
he'll be the best. I mean, he's fantastic.
It's like 450-foot lasers.
Yeah. Look, the average park in the major leagues is 330 down the lines. A small park is 320 with high walls, or Fenways they say 315. I think Cincinnati's 110. Okay, I think it's the smallest park I've ever seen. So that's what stood out. Thank you for asking. That's what stood out to me.
Well, you just thought we were done with the Pirates because we've got more
Pittsburgh
good.
Pirates. We lead the league. Have I told you we lead the league in home runs?
So how about this? Did you see that? I'm sure you did. But the Pirates are negotiating with 19-year-old phenom Colton Griffin on an 8-year deal worth roughly $111 million. They're still trying to iron it out because ESPN says that Griffin's camp wants maybe $130 million.
Right.
But how about that?
Connor Griffin,
it's like the Braves. They always do that.
Yeah, it's smart.
Yeah, well, but the Braves are smart. The Pirates are pretty much stupid. So for the Pirates to do something smart, and I think they're going to get it done. Which means, and I think he'll be up in a couple weeks because then you don't have to worry about the Super 2 thing. He's locked in. He's locked in. So my guess would be they're going to get it done. That is all the talk in Pittsburgh. They're trying to extend Connor Griffin, and if they do, their shortstops have been terrible because most of their players are terrible. I think they'll get him up sooner than before. But you're right, that's a big storyline.
I think it's a smart strategy. The Braves were fantastic with it. 3 or 4 years ago.
They've tried to do it with Skeens, and Skeens has said, "Nah."
Yeah, I'm way above that.
I'll wait for the $300 million from the Yankees in 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So
he had a win today, by the way, Paul Skeens.
Okay.
Watched every pitch.
Oh, nice.
So there you go.
Let's get it to college baseball. JU beats Florida 4-3 in Gainesville.
And that was a good win for JU. That was a good win. JU got swept by UNF and looked bad doing it. Florida went to Arkansas and swept the Razorbacks, who were ranked 4th, after shutting out FSU, who was ranked 10th. They looked like they're on top of the world. Good for JU. Chris Hayes' team went in there and beat them. That was a good win for the Dolphins, and they really needed it.
Let's get it to soccer, and JJ, be ready for this one. Italy eliminated and will miss a 3rd consecutive World Cup?
JJ, your thoughts?
Yeah, you guys didn't know this yesterday, but during the show, I was contemplating all sorts of terrible things watching this game. It's a national tragedy over there. I mean, they lost on penalty kicks after getting a red card. Yeah, it's just a catastrophe for them, especially like they were going to be in North America for the World Cup. They obviously have a huge contingent of Italian Americans here. So, yeah, an absolute disaster yet again for Italy. Quick shout out and a plug for my podcast.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yes, tell us about it.
Yes, it got launched today, so we're doing a podcast throughout the World Cup, but we did like a pilot episode about the USA team, and it's on 1010XL's YouTube and all of our stuff right now. It's just
me.
Wait
you know what? It'll be great. And so find JJ's podcast. We'll talk about it every day to make sure you do. I'll tell you a story. Yesterday, I had to take a call. We were in the building, and I found an office where it was quiet. So I was looking at we have a bunch of offices in the front. We have a lounge area and then a conference room. I walked into the conference room to take this call. Let me tell you what's going on, okay? We have the big screen in there. JJ LaSelva
90-incher
was locked into soccer, and he gave me this look. What do you want in here? Okay, what are you doing in here?
This is for the World Cup, bro. Take your phone call somewhere else.
How about you turn your ass around?
That's hilarious.
I mean, I couldn't have raced out of there any faster. Okay, I mean, I dove head first to get out of there. I mean, the look on his face.
Yeah.
I raced my ass. 100% true story.
That is.
I had no idea what he was. All I knew was it was soccer. So there you go.
JJ, so I saw the U.S. lost to Portugal 2-0, but that's just sort of
just a friendly.
Is it a friendly exhibition kind of thing?
Exactly. Complete opposite of what Italy just went through. These are just like guys trying to get a warm up a couple months before.
All right. Well, good stuff. We'll certainly look forward to JJ's expertise on the World Cup as that continues throughout the summer. We'll get you out on today's musical nugget. Today we celebrate Kenny Loggins, who reached the top of the charts this week back in 1984 with the title track to the Kevin Bacon 80s classic, Footloose.
How about that?
How about that? The 78-year-old Loggins was known as the king of the movie soundtracks in the 1980s with a resume that included Caddyshack, Top Gun, and Over the Top, in addition to this iconic 80s song. This song was huge. I was a kid in this song the movie was too. Huge.
Great song. Great song. Who doesn't love Kenny Loggins? Tom Champion, I'll tell you that Tom is a very competent guitarist. I can only play 2 songs, okay? On the guitar, I can play 2 songs. I can play Sister Golden Hair, and I can play House at Pooh Corner. You didn't know that, did you?
I did not
I just
know
see there.
that.
That's gained knowledge for you. I got 2 songs, okay? That's all I can play on the guitar. But I love this song, and I love Kenny Loggins. Well done, as always. Thank you. Hour 2 is next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Liberty Landscape Supply is sponsoring Whiteout Cancer Night with the Jacksonville Icemen, Friday, April 3rd. Wear your Iceman gear in store and grab free game tickets while supplies last. Bring your ticket back with any $25 purchase and get a free 1-gallon plant. Liberty Landscape Supply has been making outdoor projects simple in Jacksonville for nearly 20 years. Find one of the 4 area locations at libertylandscapesupply.com.
If you were to look up professional football's all-time bonehead plays, you might read about
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Sometimes a man has to be big enough to see how small he is.
Mornings on 1010XL.
He's a genius.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
He's our big hitter.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Tom McManus.
He tackles Jags talk from a middle linebacker's point of view. Fridays on 1010XL. Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Clay County Fair is celebrating 40 years of rides, music, food, and family fun. April 2nd through the 12th. It's your main man, E.T., and I want to see you there with 1010XL. Get the details at claycountyfair.org. The Clay County Fair, 40 years of fun.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
What's happening, beautiful people? E.T. here. Let me tell you about a little something that's happening right here in my side of town in Fleming Island. Encore Research Group is advancing the future of medicine through clinical research studies focused on weight loss, diabetes, hypertension, and more. Their team of multi-specialty doctors are proudly serving folks in Fleming Island, Green Coast Springs, and Middleburg. If you ever wondered whether a research study might be right for you, find out at EncoreDocs.com to see if you qualify. Encore Research Group. The future of medicine starts here.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, what's bothering you?
I've been struggling with a bit of procrastination, Jason.
You? Procrastinate?
I meant to tell you before, but I guess I, kind of put it off.
I get that.
But then you said spring is the best time to get my air conditioner checked before the summer heat hits, and I thought, what if I put that off too?
Uh-oh.
I mean, what if I wait too long to call for my spring service and you guys get too busy with emergency repairs and new installations and you can't spare a service tech to come do my tune-up?
Dude, put on your Bueller shades.
Whoa.
Just join the Bueller Air and Plumbing Maintenance Program. We'll call you twice a year, in the spring and the fall, to schedule your free AC tune-up. Procrastination defeated.
Hey, that's great. I really should sign up one of these days.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. In some Jaguars news, they'll be picking up right tackle Anton Harrison's fifth-year option. Harrison was drafted 27th overall out of Oklahoma in 2023. Bulls running back Xander Edwards has received an offer from the University of Florida. Edwards led Florida in rushing yards in his sophomore season with 2,629 and 44 touchdowns. It's 79 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
My friends from Coyle & Sons are so good at the job now. Fencing, commercial, residential fencing. They're doing more for us at the Bregan Baseball Complex. They're certainly an official fence company of the Jaguars. They do a great job for the Jaguars, I can tell you that. Those overhead doors, they're doing a bunch of those these days for companies. The steel gates at the front of a neighborhood or your business. Anything of the like, they do a great, great job. And again, I was with my buddy Eric today, played a little golf with him, and he owns Coyle & Sons, does a wonderful job. So Coyle & Sons Wednesday, proud to tell you that. It is a Coyle & Sons Wednesday here on the program. We're live at Liberty Landscape Supply. We do want to remind you, come on by one of their 4 locations here on San Jose Boulevard, just a little bit south of Bowles, if you know the area. They're just off of 207 in St. Augustine. The North Jacks location is on Main Street in there in Fernandina Beach. Come to any of those locations, and if you come by wearing some Iceman gear, a hat, anything, shirt, you name it, and make a purchase of $50 or more, you score a pair of tickets to the Iceman game. So come on by and say hello. We'll hope you will do that. A serious comment about the Tiger Woods stuff. You asked me about it in headlines. This is a major opportunity for him to make a major difference. I'm not trying to be cliche here, and I apologize if it's coming off that way. That's not my intention. But this is a major, major, major opportunity because everybody knows Tiger. Young, old, male, female, basketball player, baseball player, golfer, hockey player, everybody knows. Nobody's bigger. And Tiger had another unfortunate mishap. And fortunately, he survived it. But I will tell you, if you ever want to make, you can't, the reason influencers make all this money now and influencers are everywhere is because they influence young people. Influencers aren't there because they're influencing a 61-year-old. Influencers are there because in the social media world we are in, they influence a lot of young people. That's the whole point. Well, no influencer, Tiger's the ultimate influencer. He's not even an influencer, but he's the ultimate one. But Tiger Woods can really make a difference here because if number one, he said he's stepping away from golf to get help. Good for him. Good, and I hope he does. If Tiger Woods, more than anybody else, more than these entertainers, a lot of singers go through it and rock stars go through it and movie stars go through it. Robert Downey Jr. and the like, they all went through it. But none of them can affect the number of people, particularly young people, that Tiger Woods can. This is an opportunity. You talk about taking something bad and turning it into something good. What a major, major opportunity this is for Tiger Woods to get his act cleaned up, once and for all, really cleaned up. And to tell the world and to tell young people, don't do it, get it cleaned up. I know that sounds cliche, but I believe in all my heart it's a magnificent opportunity for Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it's well said. And I don't, my guess is unfortunately your wishes will go unfulfilled with a lot of that. But, I would love to, see Tiger show remorse and contrition. I just don't feel like he's never shown any sign that he feels like he owes that to his fans or the public at all. He's always been very private. He's always been reluctant to acknowledge any kind of weakness that he has and show any kind of vulnerability. And look, time ages you. Maybe as he hits 50, he'll be more self-reflective in that way and more self-aware. It is good that he is stepping away to get help, if that is in fact the case. But I would imagine at some point he comes back, he doesn't talk about it. It's sort of swept under the rug as best as it can be. Obviously, legally, we believe his exposure, Brett Hastings believes his exposure to this is going to be very minimized by his attorneys. So, I don't know. And the other thing, too, is obviously Tiger has to be responsible with driving impaired. But he is probably, always going to need some sort of pain medicine. You look at what his body has gone through, and it is extraordinary, the amount of injuries that he has had. And as we know, it's only probably going to get more profound as he ages. And just natural aging starts to set in with all the arthritis that he has from snapping every bone in his body basically multiple times. So, it's something he's going to have to really be mindful of, because I don't think he's ever going to get to a point where he can't have some kind of painkiller, because parts of his body have been mangled beyond belief at times, and it's just hard to imagine medically him ever getting to a point where he lives a pain-free life, a naturally pain-free life.
And to that end, I agree with you. And to that end, that's even more of an opportunity. If he took the opportunity, and I don't know if he will or not, to your point, but part of that story can be, listen, I didn't do it just because I was recreationally stupid. I did it in part because I needed to, because my body was breaking down. I had reasons to do it, but I'm still not doing it anymore. I'll take the medication I need, but I will take it responsibly. I will take it without car keys in my hand, and I have learned. And so there's almost more reason to do it and more reason to explain it. I could almost justify not driving impaired, but I can almost justify why there's a lot of medications in my body, and I'm still going to change my life, and I'm still going to get the help in such a way that you'll never see this again. So we'll see. I hope it happens. I don't know that I'm all that encouraged either, but it's a great Hayes, it is a great opportunity. Sure. Great opportunity. We'll take a break. We're going to talk some college hoops after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Patterson's kick is up. The field goal is good. The Jaguars have won it. They have come back from 27-0.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
How good is that?
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold and Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold and Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
We had a great show for you today.
Denny Thompson stars as the quarterback whisperer.
A big show.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill.
A king-size show.
Revved up by George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
The Golf Club of Southampton is gearing up for brand new greens and a lot more, and now's your chance to save on membership before the fee increase. Take advantage of a $1,000 savings if you join before the work starts in late April and before the initiation fee goes up. It's a great deal, plus $500 additionally in Pro Shop credit. Don't miss out. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Become a member now and save big. The course is in great shape, so head on out to the Golf Club of Southampton. Call 287-PLAY and get on the tee.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey guys, Coach Campo here. We just left Tony D's Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295. My wife is still raving about the eggplant parmesan. At Tony D's, it's more than just pizza. I'll see you there.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call now for your free evaluation and see if multi-unit hair grafting or PRP can restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS.
My bald spots are gone. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS is the only clinic in the Southeast to offer all proven solutions to restore your hair and is now offering multi-unit hair grafting. One procedure, more hair.
You've got nothing to lose but more hair. I feel younger, I look younger, and who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
This year, grow your hair back. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-4477.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle and Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it too.
Well played. I could just say I'm playing that, okay? Just so you know that, okay? Hayes only got 2. Only got 2.
It's
well
like
done.
doing a show with Eddie Van Halen.
Well done. My man JJ's the best there is. So there you go. That, by the way, is the song we were talking about a minute ago for those that missed it. Sister Golden. One of my favorite songs, though. I love Sister Golden Hair. You know, Tom, the drums don't start until the second verse. Did you know that?
I noticed you did air drums, but no air guitar.
Well, I didn't. Listen.
Oh, come on.
Look, maybe you don't understand this, Tom. We real guitarists don't air guitar, okay? Okay? All right. Let me be clear about that, okay? I thought Tom would know that, but obviously he didn't because Tom's a real guitarist.
I'm not a real guitarist.
Oh, we're glad you're with us. We're live at the Liberty Landscape Supply location on San Jose Boulevard. Again, come on by to this location, San Augustine, and on 207 North Jackson's on Main Street, the Fernandina Beach location. Any one of these locations, be one of the first 25 customers in. Wear some Iceman gear, purchase $20 or $50 or more, and you're getting 2 tickets to the game. Frangie and Carline with you, JJ LaSelva, back at World Headquarters. All right, I'm going to tell you. I don't want Billy Donovan to go to North Carolina. I know you kind of do. I don't. The latest odds, Billy Donovan 40%, Tommy Lloyd 25%, and then everybody else is lower. Dusty May, Ben McCollum, Otzelberger from Iowa State, Grant McCaslin are all in the single digits. This is just this one book I'm looking at. But Billy Donovan, the leading candidate, I keep thinking if Billy Donovan was going to go, it would have happened by now. But he's also, I know him, he's not leaving the Bulls until their season's over. So maybe he is, maybe something is in place and he just hasn't said so.
How many games would they have left now? 5?
JJ, how many?
Yeah, like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So I don't want him to go there. I didn't want Steve Spurrier to go to South Carolina. Urban going to Ohio State, I didn't care. But I didn't want Spurrier to go to South Carolina.
Well, that was definitely bad news.
Yeah. But I didn't care
because you knew you'd play him.
Yeah. Well, right. I don't want him to go. He's my guy. I don't care if the NBA had him. The other colleges can't have him. That's my take. He's probably going to want. He's only 60. He's probably going to wind up in a college program. Probably this one. You're probably right. I know you're convinced he's going to be the guy. I don't want it. I don't like it, and I'm not going to like it. That's
you won't root for North Carolina?
No,
like to
I
me,
will,
like
they'll
honestly they'll become like my second team.
I will root for
them. I mean,
them.
there'll be a huge gap.
Yeah,
but,
I will root for them.
I mean, I'll root for North Carolina.
I love Billy.
Yeah.
I've had him on tons of times. He's a great guy. Billy Donovan is the guy that if he – I saw him at one of the Elite Eights. They were driving him around in a golf cart. Maybe it was one of Sweet 16s. I don't think he went to Final Four that year on his way to the Elite Eight. Had the tie on. Steve McLean's in the golf cart with him. I was just there covering it for radio, whatever. Saw me. I mean, in the middle of the going to the Elite Eight. I think it was in New Orleans, maybe. Jumps out of the golf cart, yells my name from 20 feet away, runs over and says, "Hey, Frank, what's going on? You here? Yeah, I guess you are here." And so got back in his cart and drove off. He's that guy.
Yeah.
I love the guy. But I don't want him to, and I will root for him, but I don't want him to go. I don't want him to go, but I'll root for him. And that's dumb. I know. I sound dumb now. but I don't want him to go there.
I could see it if it was to go to, an SEC school,
Right.
certainly Kentucky.
I hear you, yeah.
If it was to go to like a Florida State or, maybe to a
Yeah.
lesser extent.
North
like
Carolina's
Miami.
not the enemy.
But yeah, I mean, North Carolina, Florida has no beef with North Carolina at all. He's like, to your point, he's 60. What's he going to do? I mean, he's probably going to coach another 15 years. I mean, he's 60 going on 35 in terms of his, how he looks and everything. So, and his energy level. So, and the problem is he's just done as an NBA coach. It appears like
it does.
It doesn't appear like he'd get a third opportunity to be a head coach. And as JJ mentioned when we asked him about it a week or so ago, even if he got a third opportunity, it would be for a team that is hopeless.
Yeah.
So why would he want to be subjected to that? So, I've heard people say, well, he's never going to want to get back in college because of where it is now. Well, to be honest, now I think it's a little easier because now you enter into it knowing it's a professional endeavor and that a lot of the recruiting, building your program is going to be more at the NBA level of free agency and contracts and using the portal as opposed to going out and recruiting, high school players and doing in-home visits in their living room. Billy Donovan at North Carolina, they're going to give him so much money for basketball that, I mean, I can't imagine that Donovan is going to have to do a ton of heavy lifting on the recruiting trail. So I think I get where people would have said a couple of years ago when the sport was kind of trying to figure it out. Now it seems like we have a system in place that, right or wrong, just does not seem like it's going to change anytime soon. And so I think if you're Billy Donovan, and I mean, what a great, parachute to go from basically an NBA career that's going to end up kind of being more of a failure, I would say, than a success. And for your landing zone to be Chapel Hill, I mean,
well,
that is phenomenal, I think, for Billy Donovan.
And the reality, I don't disagree with any of that. And I like Billy, and if he wants that, I hope he gets it for his sake. But I'm selfish. He's my guy. I want his college accomplishments to be at my school. But by the way, this is what they all do. No, now not as much, but forever. College coach does very well. NBA owner and GM says, you know what? He'll relate to our players. Let's go hire him. He's a great X's and O's guy, or a great tactician. Fails miserably. But is set for life because he made $20 or $30 million, and comes back to college. That's what they all do, Hayes. They come back to college. Rick Pitino and John Calipari and Lon Kruger and Leonard Hamilton and Mike Montgomery, and I'm leaving out a bunch. Really good college coach, go to the NBA, fail, make millions, come back to college and do well. He would be the latest in the line. Now again, there's been a gap because more recently the NBA's hired assistants. But for a while there, they couldn't wait to go pluck that college guy. The only college guy of late that really got an offer, I think, was Hurley. Hurley got the
Lakers, yeah.
Yeah, Coach K got the Lakers offer way back in the day. Hurley got the Lakers offer the last couple of years and turned it down. But that's what they do. Go to the NBA, hate it, do poorly at it, but they make their millions and they're back in college in 5-10 years. Again, Calipari, Pitino, Lon Kruger, Mike Montgomery, Leonard Hamilton. I'm probably not thinking of two or three others that did the same path. College success, up to the NBA failure, back to college, more success, and got a bunch of money. So I don't blame him, and I'm a big fan of his. I don't know. I didn't like it when Spurrier went to South Carolina.
That I totally get.
Yeah,
because you knew you'd have to play him every year.
Yeah, it was an SEC school, and you're right. But I just this is no ill will toward North Carolina. I'm my buddy Bucky Brooks he's as big a North Carolina fan as I am a Florida fan, and I kind of root for them for his sake, and he roots for the Gators. We've become pretty good buddies, and we do that. But I just so it'll be interesting to see if he doesn't take it. Who's the best choice? Is it Tommy Lloyd if you can get him? Is he
can get him,
is he the best? Because
that creates an issue for Florida because Arizona is a threat for Todd Golden,
who's from Phoenix.
Yes, that would be.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to see.
Right.
If you're a Florida fan, is Tommy Lloyd going to North Carolina?
Yeah, Tommy Lloyd is from Phoenix. Okay, so he's Tommy Lloyd. I'm sorry, Todd Golden is from Phoenix. Grew up in Phoenix, played high school in Phoenix. I assume his
has
family
talked glowingly about that program.
Yeah, and I think it's just, and now again, Arizona's in Tucson, not in Phoenix. Arizona State's in Tempe, which is Phoenix, but it's close enough. He's in the state. So, yeah, of the dangers, you always thought Kentucky would be the Donovan danger because he had coached as an assistant under Pitino there. So that was the one you always worried about. You always worried about it. Yeah, now you always worried about the NBA, just like you did the NFL with Spurrier. But if the colleges you're worried about, that was the one you worried about. Okay, and so I get it. And with Golden, Arizona's the one you would worry. I don't think Golden's leaving. I said all along, I don't know why I don't think Donovan's going to be the North Carolina coach. It might just be because I don't want him to be, so I'm leaning into that. My gut just doesn't tell me you're going to look up and Billy Donovan's a coach. But I tell you, every odds you look at, he's the leading candidate.
I think it makes a ton of sense for both parties. I guarantee you, if he's offered, he's taking it.
Yeah.
And if you're North Carolina, if you can't get a Lloyd, a May, a Golden, if you're not going to be able to poach one of the really elite coaches, obviously Hurley he's not leaving UConn. Then if you're North Carolina, to me there aren't that many options.
Well,
you're kind of at least hitting your cycle at the perfect time where a Hall of Fame college basketball coach is getting ready to ease out of the NBA after. And again, with Billy, he lasted a lot longer than a lot of the guys you mentioned. I mean, it's not like he was a disaster in the NBA. He's finishing year 9, something like that. So I mean, obviously he could do it. He just couldn't do it at an incredibly high level. I mean, so if I'm North Carolina, I'm getting a guy who won 2 national titles at Florida, and had other good teams, got to a national title beyond that, got to a Final Four beyond that, and was a NBA head coach for 10 years. I mean, to me, it's the perfect scenario for both North Carolina, and you can trust them. And they've already got Belichick on that campus, and Jordan Hudson, whatever her name is. They need the basketball program to make no stories. You know what they need from the basketball program? Quiet. Winning, quiet, no distractions.
Good, well said. And the other part of that too that leads to this is, look, there's a lot of young coaches out there that will be great at their next stop. Ben McCollum just went from Drake to Iowa. Brad Underwood was whoever. No, I didn't know where he was before he got to Illinois. But to your point, North Carolina can't hire that. That's North Carolina. North Carolina can't hire an upstart who might be good. North Carolina, first of all, they've done that with their own guys and they failed miserably. North Carolina's got to go hire. They've got to go hire a really good coach who's known to be a really good coach. By the way, I mean, Vanderbilt hired Jerry Stackhouse. He was a North Carolina guy, but they hired him because he had been a great player. He's a terrible coach. Then they go get Mark Byington, who nobody knows, who's a really good coach. So there's a lot of Mark Byingtons and Ben McCollums and Brad Underwoods out there, but North Carolina can't do that. Not now. North Carolina's got to get, if not Billy Donovan, Dusty May, or Tommy Lloyd, or they got to get that guy.
If you're going to go outside the family for the first time in 50 years,
which they are,
it's got to be a coach like Billy Donovan.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't want him to take it.
I'm surprised. I would have thought you'd have become like a kind of a Tar Heel.
Well, I will. I'm all screwed up because if he goes, I'll start rooting for him the minute he gets there. But I don't. I want to share him.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it minimizes what he did at Florida.
Maybe not.
Florida's moved on. I mean, Florida had Mike White got to an Elite Eight. Todd Golden's won a national title, been a 1 seed the last 2 years. So it's like Florida's not missing Billy Donovan.
Everything you're saying is logical. I don't like it. Okay, that's my take. That's my stand. I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not
you're
budging.
entitled to that opinion.
Like Pete Prisco used to say, you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Well, that's not wrong. I mean, you're entitled to. I'm excited for Billy. I hope that I hope he gets it.
I'm a big fan of him as a person, as a coach, and I'll tell you this. Joking aside, if North Carolina hires him, I hope they win the ACC and not a natty, but because I want to win those. But I hope he does. I'm with you. I hope he does great. It'd be hard for anybody to root against the guy. He's that good of a guy. We'll take a break. Golden moment after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Take that game with you.
What a turn of events!
Radio play-by-play is where you are. 1010 XL.
Don't wait around like you're the last pick of the draft. When your car needs an oil change, go where you're a first-round priority. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed. Just drive in, stay in your car, and in 15 minutes, you're back on the road. That's a first-round performance. With convenient Jacksonville locations, a 4.7-star national rating, and named #1 Quick Lube for customer service by Forbes, Valvoline delivers every time. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Drive in today.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Most things are easy when you're motivated. The question is, what happens when you're not? That's where Awaken 180 was different for me, Sneaky Joe, Bowerly, Beamer, and everyone else I know. Get motivated at awaken180weightloss.com.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get ready for spring turkey season at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Find shotguns trusted in the field from Browning, Beretta, and Benelli. Plus, the newest bows are ready to test shoot from Hoyt and Matthews. For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has helped Northeast Florida hunters gear up with confidence. Stop by Green Acres today at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard or shop online anytime at greenacresporting.com.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
We've got a lot to talk about today, but the golden moment was Hayes tracking down, being in a scrum with Shad Khan. Hayes going down to Orlando and covering the Jaguars' announcement in Orlando that they will be playing in the City Beautiful, as they call it, in the 2027 season. I thought the Jags and the mayor, both mayors, did a marvelous job of the way they handled it. They made it very positive. It's going to be positive as it can be when you're not playing in your home stadium. I thought it was very well done. And Hayes, I appreciate you tracking down. And that is the golden moment. And now this.
10-10 Take.
The 10-10 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the duckduckrooter.com. My take is it's not going to be nearly as bothersome and problematic as people think. Yeah, I'm a homer. I'm being a homer. I'm always a homer. But I do think this. It's 2.5 hours, not 8 hours. It is an NFL-ready stadium. Whether we've wanted to admit it or not, because it's always been the competition, Orlando's a cool city. Disney and the theme parks are there. The downtown is really cool. It's a fun downtown for young people. It's a fun place to hang out. They certainly understand the tourism business, and they've got a bunch of hotels and a bunch of fun places and a bunch of restaurants. So if you had to, I probably would have voted for Gainesville earlier, only because it's closer. And I know the drive. I've done it so much in my life. But Orlando makes sense. I'll bet you, yeah, you'd rather be down here. So you got one more year before you're in this beautiful stadium here. But I'll bet you people enjoy it more than they think. I'll bet you, I guess I'm being a homer, and I'm sorry, but it is what I think. I'll bet you people wind up enjoying it more than they think. I don't think it'll be a disaster. I think it'll be, again, after you've gone 3 or 4 times, yeah, you're going to get to where I wish I didn't have to go anymore. Well, guess what? Next year, you're not going to have to. I'll bet they're going to pull this off. I am look. I'm going to be at all of them. I'm going to have to drive it every time, and I'm ready for it. I think it's going to be way better than people thinking. That's the 10-10 take.
Yeah, I mean, disaster's off the table. It's
Yeah,
not gonna
correct.
It's not going to be
Correct.
that. Like
That's the point.
I mean, the biggest thing is, will the team be good? If the team is good, then way more Jaguar fans are going to say, you know what? Yes, it's a bit of a drive, but they're 6-2 or whatever, 4-1 or 11-3, and we're going to go. I mean, so a lot of it is just how good do the Jaguars appear to be going into the 27 season in that September. And really, to be honest, when you lay out the 27 slate, my guess is they're probably only going to play in Orlando maybe once in September because they will be cognizant of the heat. And then they probably are going to have, at least a couple games in London, I would think. And those traditionally are late September, early October, because you're going off of when the Premier League takes a break and Wembley's open. It's not like it's perpetually open. You've got to take advantage of a small window where Wembley is available. So the team, my point on all this, by the time that you get to like mid-October, when a lot of these Orlando games, my guess, will then come online, like you're gonna know what you have. I mean, and we believe that there's no reason to think that they will not, as long as they're healthy, this roster is not going to fall apart in a year. Like, they have built something here that absolutely looks like the foundation is set, and there really aren't a lot of positions of weakness at all. I think they could line up today and play, which a lot of clubs can't say that, but before you even get to the draft. We know they're going to have a bunch of dead money coming off the books after the 26th season. That money can be allocated to the 27 team. I mean, they're probably going to be a very good football team in 27. And again, that'll be the third year with Liam Cohen as the head coach. So that's what it comes down to. If the Jaguars are a hot team going into the season, if the Jaguars get off to a great start, there will be plenty of support in terms of Jacksonville fans driving to Orlando to watch and support the Jaguars.
It's interesting, too. If you think about it, we talked about the inability to replicate. For people that have been here as long, forever, the guys like you and I that grew up here, but others that have been here 30-plus years, it was pretty cool in the 90s. After 1 year, the Jags were kind of an elite team for about 4 years. It was pretty cool to be, I mean, in fact, I can tell you the story of my brother-in-law, who's one of my best friends also. He's my wife's sister's husband. Lives in Tampa and is a diehard Bucs fan. And by then in the 90s, they had never done anything. After that, they got good under Gruden, and they had some, but they and Tony Dungy, obviously, but they had never beaten they never won anything. And here comes Jacksonville, and we're all happy we have a team. And by year 2 and 3, Jacksonville's really good. My brother-in-law was pissed. He goes, that's crap. That's why it's just crap. He said, we've waited forever. We've had a team since 1976 and never been any good. We've had a team for 20 years. You guys, years 2, 3. And the league, by the way, did set it up a way, both for the Panthers and the Jags, where the expansion teams really benefited. I don't know, was it a cap thing?
It was. They had and they were given premium draft picks.
Right. So,
but yes,
but
their
they set it
salary
up.
cap immediately enabled them to go get tons of free
Correct.
agents, and it was the converse of the league did it because of how long it took Tampa Bay to find their footing.
Tampa Bay and Seattle came around at the same time, and it took the Bucs a while. So anyway, he was ticked. So, point to the story is, when the Jags were good year in and year out, and honestly, that's only happened once. Now, Jack Del Rio had 2 or 3 years where they were good defensively and they were okay.
But you never felt like they were a Super Bowl contender.
No, even in 07. I totally agree with you. Even in 17, when they should have been in the Super Bowl, you never felt like they were an elite team. They just had a very elite season and an elite postseason. They're still 10-6, but obviously when they beat the hell out of the Steelers on the road, that's when they got everybody's attention. That's when the team. That's when people said, "Whoa!" I mean, the Bills' win was just Jalen Ramsey had to make a diving interception against Tyrod Taylor just to win the game. But then when they blew out the Steelers, but that wasn't replicated. So point is,
they've never been this balanced since the 90s.
Right, and if they're this good, if they're good
and balanced,
if they're good for a while, that's an amazing thing, and you're going to love it. That's the point.
And again, we talked about earlier in the show, from an aging perspective, other than Eric Armstead, I mean, there's really no one else that you would look at this roster and say, yeah, in 2 years, hard to see him still, playing, probably just playing in the NFL, period.
Right.
But let alone playing at a high enough level to, still earn his salary.
Yeah. The best players on the team are likely to be there for a number of years. Well, Foye Alua can be here for a number of years. Well, yeah, because I don't think Jack Kaiser's beating him out, and that's the backup. I'm trying to think of guys who could. Well, some of the older offensive linemen. Could Monheim one day beat out Robert Hainsey? Could Milam one day beat out Patrick McCary? But if that's the case, it's because they got beat out, not because they aged out or left. That's your point.
Right, and it all starts with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
I think he's going to be.
He has not even gotten to the prime of his career. When you look at the traditional prime of an NFL quarterback being, 29 to 33, somewhere in there. I mean, he's not even close to that yet. So, I mean, it's all there. And, it appears that they've got a very savvy general manager in James Gladstone. I'm very excited to see what they do with 11 draft picks that they have to work with. They may not draft 11 guys, but I'm curious to see and excited to see what they do with that allotment.
Me too.
Their head coach is a superstar. I mean, total superstar. I'd be shocked if that changes anytime soon.
Same.
So it's all set up for this season to be a spectacular one, the 27 season to be a spectacular one, and in 28 they should be great when they move into the stadium of then the present.
Yeah, no question about it. We'll take a break. We'll wrap the program live from Liberty Landscape Supply on San Jose after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
PGA Tour Thursday starts the Valero Texas Open at TPC San Antonio. It's the final warm-up event before the Masters at Augusta National next week. Tommy Fleetwood and Ludwig Oberg are the favorites to win the tournament at plus 1,500. Russell Henley is at plus 1,600. Jordan Spieth plus 1,800. Robert McNamara also is at plus 1,800. Looking ahead to next week's Masters, Scotty Scheffler, the betting favorite at plus 550. Bryson DeChambeau and John Rahm, both on the LIV Tour, are both plus 1,000. Rory McIlroy, the defending champion, plus 1,100.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Sullivan from Cycles of Jacks. If you're looking for bikes that are designed with precision engineering and innovative features to ensure every ride is a memorable one, then you need to check out what Honda has right now, Ready to Ride. From touring bikes designed for long-distance comfort to compact models perfect for city commutes, each motorcycle promises an exceptional riding experience. See us on Instagram and Facebook at Cycles of Jacks. It's all in our showroom, so come check us out.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years, is your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mokama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mokama magic is what it's all about. Mokama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mokama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
It's Guggen golf time. And you and a partner have a chance to play in this year's Coastal Equipment Guggen Open Monday, April 27th at the Golf Club of Southampton. Just text Guggen to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010 for your chance to win. Hit a hole-in-one for a chance at an Atlas Street Legal 6-passenger golf cart from Dynamic Drives. Get great swag and prizes throughout the course from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, TopDressing.com, Surfside Pools, and Ackerman Urology.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back to a Coyle & Sons Wednesday. Since 1927, they've been around the block and probably fenced it, too.
You have seen Steve Miller?
I have not.
Oh, Steve Miller's good. Remember, that was the one I hadn't seen forever. It's the only one I had never seen.
Oh, that's right.
I was supposed to see him in Pittsburgh. Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles, opened for him at this little soccer stadium. And it was after a Pirates game. Pirates win, so we come across the river. We're staying by that Sheridan, the Station Square, kind of near Carson Street. And they have this soccer stadium. And Highmark Soccer Stadium is called. And I'd never seen Steve Miller. So it's an outdoor concert, middle of summer, beautiful day. All of a sudden you see it getting cloudy. So Felder plays. He plays all the Eagle stuff. So Felder plays, and it's getting cloudy. And then you hear the rumbling. Okay. So Suzanne goes, the hotel is right next door to the Sheridan, literally right next door. She goes, I'm going back to the room. I said, all right, I've been waiting forever to see Steve Miller. So boom, boom, thunder, and Felder makes a couple jokes about it. There was no lightning. You didn't have to clear the stadium or anything. He starts to sprinkle as Felder sings. I think he ends with Hotel California, whatever. So then it's starting to sprinkle as he's ending, and he finishes up. And I mean, the minute he stopped, buddy, I was looking for Noah and the Ark. I mean, It was pouring. I mean, the bottom fell out so much so. And remember, the stage was covered, but it fell out so bad, everybody left, never saw him. So that was my. So then 2 years later, I saw him in St. Augustine. So I was like, or maybe 4 or 5 years later, I finally saw him in St. Augustine. So I'd never seen him. So Steve Miller's good. You know, old guy like me, you got to see the old guys. Old people go with old people. One day you'll be old. Okay,
would you go see?
You're not that far away.
78-year-old Kenny Loggins if he came.
Yes, he was at the Florida Theater not long ago.
Oh, was he?
By the way, speaking of old, you turned 50 this year.
Yeah, in June.
You're getting old, dude.
I know.
I love that you're getting old. I love that. We hired you. You were young.
I know.
And now you're like old.
It's weird,
I
too.
freaking love that.
Because I still feel like I'm
old.
like 24. Like, I feel like I've accomplished nothing. Well, that's actually true.
That's not true.
But it still feels like, it's like, how have I been doing this for 25 years?
Well, it's not true because you've accomplished plenty. You do a great job here, but you're still old as hell. Okay,
yes,
I just want to point that out. So
yeah,
old guys.
Oh, old guy.
50 years old.
Yeah.
We have to have a party. We having a party?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Sure.
We'll have a party. Let's have a party. You want to have a party? Let's all have a. How you start 50? Let's have a party. We're gonna have a party. Okay, I'm on it.
Sounds good.
Let's say hello to Rick Below.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick Ballou joins us on this beautiful day. Rick, how you doing today, buddy?
Oh, everything's perfect. Are you kidding me? What more could you ask for? Orlando, Florida, easy place to get in and out of. and it's going to be a blast for the Jags in a year. But we'll see what does take place if they can create a little bit more of a fan base out there. I think it comes down to one thing. It comes down to winning. You win, the fans will come. You don't win, they're not going to come. It's as simple as that.
And I said this earlier. I told Hayes this, Rick. If you're Orlando, what a great time to get the Jags.
Yeah.
You're getting them when looks like they're going to be really good for a while. I mean, can you imagine if this happened 4 or 5 years ago and all right, the Jags just finished up a 2-15 season, but we're coming to Orlando,
Yeah.
Can you imagine? So they're getting him at a great time.
That would have been a big blow. I mean, the Marlins are 5-1 in their last 4 attendances, including today during a 10-0 victory, 6,505 people. Okay, so,
that's what they announced?
That's what they announced. I mean, if you go look at their attendance figures, the last 4 home games, they've averaged just over 6,000 fans. There's
in
the
World Baseball Classic, it's nuts.
It was absolutely out of control. So, there you go. That's the greatest example. I mean, they won 2 World Series. We saw what happened when the Panthers are winning Stanley Cups or the Tampa Bay Lightning is winning Stanley Cups. Fans in this town are so transient. So many people are from different places than this state that you're right. The Jaguars are going to roll in there as a very hot team. So I think it's going to be a tough ticket, and I think it'll be a decent experience for 1 year.
Well, they announced 6,000, and Rick, you know this, and Hayes, you know this. If they announced 6,000, there were 2,500.
I know. It's really a shame.
Wow, how about that? So,
yeah.
Well, good stuff. All right, Rick, what's tonight? What's coming up?
We have all that. Just my thoughts on what happened in Orlando. Had an interesting conversation yesterday in Phoenix with Ryan O'Halloran, and he covered so much out there while he was at the meetings that I really haven't had a chance to get into absolutely everything that he either said or wrote. There's a couple of things that I want to come back and address today. And, we got so much more to get into, including John Osher, who was at the press conference today. And he has been absolutely on fire. He has been producing only winners in the NCAA college basketball tournament. The Philly Godfather with his Final 4 picks coming up tonight at 6:36.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Rick will be talking to the Philly Godfather. Thank you, Rick.
See ya.
That'll do it. One more time, thanks to our friends at Coyle Fencing, always sponsoring our Wednesdays, and to the wonderful folks here at Liberty Landscape Supply. Come see them. They've got great prices, great stuff on a gorgeous day like this. Why wouldn't you come by here? Hopefully the rest of the week, come on by and get a chance to win those Iceman tickets. We're out of here. Rick Ballew's next. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.